Last week we had a guest speaker, a wonderful guest speaker, Robert Brzezinski, and he talked to us about a new thought on prosperity, and he had 3 keys: the philosophy of personal growth, faith, and I say faith in God or the universal presence or George or whatever you call that, which is greater than yourself, and making prosperity a way of life. Because God is abundance. Love is abundance. If spirit is source, substance, and supply, then everything you need flows through you. We are prosperous. We're as prosperous as we believe we are. And we are as prosperous as we claim. And that's what it is. So we are, Harmony Spiritual Center is a committed group of new thought thinkers and believers who own the philosophy of personal growth, transforming our lives and the lives of others through what we do, through our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. That's who we are. So welcome. Welcome to Harmony Spiritual Center. Today's talk is the eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because it is so easy for us to shift focus. Our focus goes elsewhere, and we're not keeping our eye on what it is we want, and then we wonder why we're not getting what we want. And here's one of the easiest ways that we do it, that we go off focus. We start worrying about things. It's a human nature to start worrying about things. Oh my God, what's going on over there? What's going on in the neighborhood? What's happening? Why is this going on? Why is there enough money in my account? Well, worry. And my sister, her father-in-law was a minister, and he would say, and I loved it, he would say, if you're going to pray, why worry? If you're going to worry, you need to pray. Okay? That's all there is. And how we pray is simply just a demand on the universe. Emily Cady tells us that the universe is abundant, but a demand must be made. And so what is our demand on the universe? And I want to say that normally the talks come fairly easily to me, and I know, what I want to speak about. This one was difficult this morning, and the reason why, I believe, the reason why, is because I have been worrying, and so now I have to admit to you and own to you that I'm a human being. Yeah, I know it's a shock to all of you, but but I am in fact a human being. And I have to remind myself on a regular basis. When I feel myself getting a little anxious, I have to stop. It's a choice. It's a choice. Worries come in, just unbidden. It's not like you go out and go, I need some worry today. I need something to worry about. None of us are doing that, right? It's just that worries start to come in. Before you know it, you're starting to have this little anxiousness, little anticipation, little beating of the heart. And you have to recognize, I'm worried about something. Let me turn this over to Spirit. However you do that, whatever is the way that you pray. For me, it is always George, and it's always what's happening. What is this about? What's going on? And you know what George always says to me? You tell me what the hell is going on. Why are you worried? I got this. So why don't you just turn it over to me? Because that's what we do, right? We just think we got to figure it out, and we just keep going and moving like it's all figured out, and we know exactly how to do it, and then it's not working out, and then we go back and go, what happened? And Spirit's like, you tell me. What are you doing? What are you doing? And so one of the best examples that I can give of this is being a parent. I have 2 wonderful children, a daughter, she's my oldest, and my son. And my son decided at the age of 12 that he wanted to go, his father and I divorced, and he decided that he wanted to go live with him. That breaks a mother's heart, to have their child want to go live someplace else. And so my concern or worry was that we would never know each other. We would never have this mother-son relationship. And I kept hoping that at some point, he would grow up and become a man and mature and would want to have a relationship with me. And it never happened. It happened, but not the way that I wanted it to happen. Because I kept looking at the past and looking for that little boy. And that's not who he was. He was becoming a man. a man who was married and having his own children. And I kept wanting that relationship that you have when your child is growing up and you're teaching them things and you're sharing things with them and all of that. And so that just kept breaking my heart and worrying me. And so and then at some point, we became estranged. He didn't want to have a relationship with me. And that killed me. And I didn't know what that was about. I honestly didn't know what that was about. And I kept reaching out and saying, hey, let's, every January 1st, it's a new year. I said, hey, it's a new year, son. Let's get together. Let's have a relationship. Yes, Mom, let's do that. And then never would hear from him. He would hang up the phone when I would call, hang up quickly, just rush me out, give me the bum rush off the phone. And so I just sat and I talked with Spirit, and I said, what is this about? And he said, this time it's not about you. It's not about you. He has to grow up, and there is a relationship that he has to be able to have with you. And it's not going to be how you want it. It's got to be how he wants it, whatever that may be. So you sit and you wait for it. That's what he said. Sit and wait for it. Do you know how hard that is for me? To sit and wait? No. What's the problem? Let's move forward. But it doesn't matter, because people have to learn or grow or do whatever they need to do. So I stopped worrying about him, because I knew he was always in God's hands. I knew that already. We are all in God's hands. It didn't stop me from being sad. It didn't stop me from crying every morning in my meditation for 2 years. 2 years, until I just stopped crying and just said, all right, well, I guess it's going to take more than 2 years, whatever it's going to take. It took 5. It took 5 years. And he just called me out of the blue. Just called me. I didn't reach out for him anymore. I just gave him the space. And he finally called me and he said, Mom, I'm so tired of missing you. He had been missing me the whole time, but for whatever reason could not reach out. I'm so tired of missing. And I think it's because he had a son during that time. And his son was asking him, where's your mom? How come we don't know your mom? And he didn't have a real answer for that. So he reached out to me, and so we got back together. And we're still together. He moved to Texas. And so we're doing some stuff now. And then, so I'm still trying to get in the mix of it. I still want the relationship to be what I want it to be. Like I want to, let's get together as a family. Let's get together once a week, and let's have some dinner, and let's get together. That's not what he wants. He's a grown-up. He has his own family, his own wife, his own children. And I'm laying there worrying about it, thinking, this is not the relationship. And and I'm asking Spirit, what is happening? And he said, you tell me, why are you worried? What are you worried about? You know that he loves you. It can't be what you want. It has to be what works. It has to be what works. My point of all of this, and we are together now. He has moved to Denton, and we do see each other. I have a lovely grandson. He's a fabulous actor. And so he's going to be in a play next week, a couple of weeks from now. I'm going to go see that. My point is this. We worry and think about things that absolutely are not in our control. They're not. What is ours to do is the question, and I say this all the time, and that's when I finally said to myself, what is mine to do? Believe that I am love, that you are love, that love is in the room. Love is there. Just because it doesn't show up the way you want it to show up doesn't mean it isn't there. One of the things that I've learned about all love, whether it's with my children, whether it's with a male, female, whatever the love may be, is that you cannot tell someone how to love you. You cannot tell someone how to love you. People love you the way they love you. All you can do is either decide whether you can be in a relationship with someone who loves in that way. That's the only decision you can make. You understand that? All you can do is decide whether you can be in a relationship with someone who loves you the way they do. I decided that I'm going to be in the relationship with my son the way he loves me. And he loves me greatly. To me, I love by being around you. I talk to you guys all the time about calendaring time, spending time. That is how I show love, spending time with you. That is not how he shows love. He calls me on the phone. He shares with me what's going on in his life. He spends money on me. He does a lot of things. That's how he loves me. Can I accept that? Yes, I can. Can I stop worrying about it now that I understand? Number one, worry doesn't change anything. It's a negative prayer. Do you understand how worry is a negative prayer? You're actually drawing into you what you don't want. When you worry about something, you're drawing into. Let me share that in a way that you might be able to understand, different than love. There was when I lived in one of the places I lived in Vietnam, when we first got there, we lived right next door to a convent. And so the nuns were up at 4 a.m. in the morning, which is fine for me because I'm up early. And they're singing their songs and they're chanting and the drums are going. It was fantastic. And we went over there a couple of times a week and taught them English. We had such a great time. They were a fun group. We had a wonderful time. And all of them had their specialties. One lady thought she could cook, but she could not. Oh, my God. And she was always bringing us food. Thank you. Another lady was a fortune teller. She could read your palm, right? So she came to my house and she read my palm and she told me, she said, "You're never going to be rich." Who wants to hear that? Who the hell wants to hear that? You're never going to be rich, but you're going to have so many people around you who love you and who have money and will spend it on you. And I just thought, I don't want their money. I want my own. No, I'm rejecting this. So from the time she told me that, what I recalled I was doing was comparing how much money I had to how much money someone else has. Do you know what comparison is? It's the death of joy. Comparison is the death of joy. That's what I was doing. I finally had to let it go when I just started to look back over my life and thought, oh my God, I have everything that I want. Do you know how many trips I'm taking this year? Regardless of the fact that I just took it doesn't matter. 6 times. I have 6 travel dates, all paid for. That's what I love to do. Go and see people and do music and all that sort of thing. I love it. That's what I get to do. I live in a place with people that I love, in a home that I love. My car looks crazy, but I love it. I love it. The first time I saw that car, I jumped out of the car, because it was a used car. I jumped out of the car we were in. I ran up and I go, oh my God, I love it. And my husband at the time said, good job. Now we're not going to be able to bargain. I don't care. And I've had that car. That car has taken us. If you see it outside, you can see it looks crazy. But I've driven it to San Francisco. I've driven it. That car has gone everywhere with me. It's got to have 300,000 miles on it. I don't care. Me and that car are rolling until it stops, until it dies. And that's what I told God. I said, well, God, you can bring me another one whenever. If don't let this one die. But if it dies, that's when I want another. I don't need another because I love this car. You understand? That's my prosperity. It's me. It's what I say. And I am prosperous. Look at all of you. Look at all the love I have in my life. Look at this tribe. What else would I want? So regardless of what she said, and regardless of my comparison, I am rich. I am rich. I have all that I want. And I look over my life, and it's always been that way, even when I was a kid. So I don't have a lot of money in the bank, but I have what I need when I want it. What else do you need? What else do you need? So I don't have to worry. You don't have to worry is the point of this conversation. We are all individualized expressions of the one love. If you want something, just make a demand on the universe. And believe, that's an issue, believe that it's yours. Know that it's yours. The moment you say something, Glenn did something, I didn't know he did this, Pat talked about it the other day. Well, he would write down on a card, I love this. He would write down on a card, I want whatever it was he wanted, a car, X amount of money, this job. He would just write that on a card, put it in his pocket. That's it. write it on a card, put it in his pocket. And then it showed up. Whatever is your process for believing and knowing of whatever it is you want, this is how we can do it. This is who we are. If we are individualized expressions of the one love, and if that one love is source, substance, and supply, that is everything we need, then that means whatever we want, we can just put a demand on the universe, and that is what prosperity looks like. So keep your eye on the prize. What is it you want? What is it next for you? Whatever it is, that is what's in your vision. That's what's in your eye. That's what's in your heart. And that's what comes to you. And one of the things that I say every morning in my meditation is I am open. I think you just made those little 5 affirmations for me. Your little video thing was really great. Terry did. But I am open and receptive to prosperity from spirit. I'm open and receptive. I am open and receptive. Are you? If you find yourself worrying about something, just breathe and say, I am open and receptive to an abundance from God, from the universe, from source, however you want to say that. That's how it works. That's who we are. That is our birthright. So what are the action steps for keeping your eyes on the prize and speaking your life into existence? We speak our lives into existence. Number 1, decide on what you want. That's the first thing. That's the hardest thing. I mean, the universe is abundant. And deciding what it is do I want right now. What do I want to do? What do I want? Number 2, keep your mind and heart on that, on what you want. Not all the possible things that could come and get in the way. None of that, because nothing's going to get in the way. Just keep your eye on what you want. And number 3, know for sure who you are. You are an individualized expression of the one love. That is the truth. That is the truth about you. So claim and know your truth and keep your heart and mind on the truth. Believe, know, and speak your life into existence. I want to leave you with this final quote from George Lucas. Always remember, your focus, what you're focusing on, determines your reality. What are you focusing on? What are you drawing into your life? And your final thoughts from me. What you focus on grows. We know this. This is a universal law. What you focus on grows. So focus on the truth of who you are. You're an individualized expression of the one love. Know that for sure. And that love is source, substance, and supply of all life. So everything you want is available to you through you. So keep your eyes on the truth. It's the only one that matters. It's the only truth that matters, who you are. And so it is. Namaste.